Hello and welcome to the Community Foundation for Ireland. For the purposes of this presentation, I will be talking you through the following items. A brief introduction to the Community Foundation, a short overview of #Belonging16, our overall strategy for the coming year, an outline of the grant schemes we'll be running in 2016, tips for making a strong application, and what happens after your application is successful. The Community Foundation for Ireland was founded in 2000 as a registered charity and is part of a global network of over 1,800 community foundations worldwide. Our primary focus is to connect people who care with causes that matter, and over the last 15 years we have given out over 25 million euros in grants to a diverse range of charities, non-profit groups and community projects. 2016 is an important year for Ireland, and we want it to be our year of belonging. Not only are we celebrating 100 years of history, heritage and culture, but we're also celebrating a shift in the Irish social landscape over the last century, from one which was ethnically and culturally homogenous to one which is now bursting with diversity. However, the Community Foundation recognises that with greater diversity there comes a risk of social exclusion and isolation due to insufficient mechanisms for integration. And with that in mind, our belonging strategy was born. And we decided to take two key steps towards creating a more inclusive Ireland. Firstly, we are undertaking a piece of research to determine the extent to which people who live in Ireland feel they belong to their communities, both at a local and a national level. Secondly, we have devised a grant strategy to ensure that all of our grant making in 2016 contributes to building a greater sense of belonging in Ireland. Within this strategy, we will be running 6 distinct schemes under the following categories: families at risk of homelessness, transgender identities and experiences, refugees, older persons, youth participation, and community parties. Under the families at risk of homelessness category, grants will support community-based activities that will increase engagement of families at risk of homelessness and promote meaningful measures that address the risk of homelessness amongst this group. The ultimate aim of this grant scheme is prevention of homelessness, for example through early intervention, education, information, tenancy sustainment, targeted research, and advocating on issues contributing to the current situation. Ongoing or core work and activities such as soup runs, hostel management, emergency accommodation, etc. will not be supported. Our second category is transgender identities and experiences. Over the past few years in Ireland, there has been an increased positive representation of trans experiences and a heightened visibility of trans lives. There's no doubt that Irish society is changing, but trans people still face violence, discrimination and a lack of knowledge and understanding within their own communities. With this in mind, we'll run 4 key strands within this grant round. Strand 1 will look at tackling transphobia. Strand 2 will look at capacity building within the trans community itself. Strand 3 will look at the provision of support mechanisms and educational resources for families of trans people. And Strand 4 will look at working with service providers to ensure their services and policies are trans inclusive. Under our refugees category then, grants will be available to organisations that will deliver projects which create a greater sense of belonging for refugees, as well as projects which create awareness and promote advocacy in this area. The Older Persons Fund is a long-term philanthropic fund which promotes civic engagement of older people as a means of working towards making a difference in their communities. The fund will support projects in the area of civic engagement which support older people's voice at a local and national level and their capacity to engage in all strands of society. It will also support the promotion of older people's participation as active citizens in their communities and their inclusion in civic life. This year we will also be running youth participation panel grants. The YPP is the first youth grant making programme to be established by the Community Foundation for Ireland. It is made up of 4 young people aged 16 to 30 who are passionate about creating a better Ireland for our young people. If you would like to find out more about the youth participation panel, please click on the video link below. Our final grants category then is #Belonging16 community parties. Communities all across the country will have the opportunity to apply for €250 to hold a community party. It's all about belonging. Applications can be made online by any non-profit club or association using the online application form once the scheme is open. Grants will be paid by bank transfer, so please ensure that your bank details are up to date and correct. All you will need to do if you're successful is to tell us all about it by sending us a picture of your party using the hashtag belonging16 in your message, post or tweet. For further details about our community party grants, please click on the video link below.